Sister Chat.
Yay!
And Sister
Yay.
Chat is where we get questions and we have topics that we want to talk about or the questions that people may have wanted us to talk on the chat. So we're going to chat tonight with Kimberly, with Linda, and with myself, Elma. This is a Christian-based talk show, but we're willing to talk about anything that's right in line with us. So I might not need to say anything because people might throw out anything. But I guarantee we can handle it if
We can handle
throw
it.
out.
We can handle
Because Sister Chat, we are born again Christians saved by the blood of Jesus. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. So we welcome you to Sister Chat tonight. And we always start off with Philippians 1:6. Whatever God has started in you, you will finish it. Okay? So tonight, the three amigos, we are going to talk about a question that we need your feedback on, and we're going to see how we're going to do it. Then we might have to call Carlos to see what he says.
Oh,
okay?
yes, Dr.
So
Carlos.
hopefully Dr. Carlos will be available. Okay, my question tonight is, you are married, and I've been married for some years, maybe 6-7 years, and all of a sudden, you don't want to have sex with your mate. What is wrong with that? What's going on with that? You know, what caused you to be married for so many years and all of a sudden you're not turned on? Maybe something is wrong. What do you say, Sister Chat? What do you think? I mean, that's something to think about. You know, is there a problem? Now, if it's a medical problem, I can see. Right. But if it's not a medical problem, both of you all are in good health and nothing is wrong with your sexual, what stops the sex? Ding, 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 ding.
Maybe they have gotten adjusted to each other, you know, when you first start off with the relationship.
Oh, you running behind them like rabbits.
Yeah, it's like nothing like a little, but yeah, you know, tug of war and all that, you know, you running behind them and you sniffing and smelling them and all that stuff.
Doing it 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times a day, you know, in different areas of the house and stuff.
Girl,
Not
all
different
over the
areas,
house.
Yeah.
all over the
And
house.
then,
Just doing it.
Then all of a sudden you get used to it.
Oh, but can't you just spark it up?
No, but you don't know how to spark it up. And then sometimes you turn to the point where you don't want to spark it up.
Okay, so
You
why
know.
would you not want to spark it up?
Because maybe they become boring. You know, sometimes you get married for the excitement. Most people get married just because.
Oh,
The
Lord.
marriage, you know, that word marriage. And then sometimes people get married because they say that it's a sin and you're supposed to be, you know, if you having intimate sex or you doing this and you doing that, then you need to be married because you know you sinning, you know. So that's one of the things, because that's what they was telling me. You know, my mission.
Way back in the day, they told Linda that still you out there hoeing around and fornicating and all this stuff. You need to close those legs and get married.
Put an aspirin between and don't move
Put an
it.
aspirin.
I put a quarter between it and don't let the quarter drop. Huh?
Yeah, don't
Okay,
let that
so
drop. But you have, you know, it takes well, marriage is a work in progress, but it might. The person just be turned off for the person. Then you have, you know, like you have your job and then you have stuff come into the relationship.
Okay.
You have your children, you have maybe your in-laws and all that. And then you have your friends telling you at work, do this and do that. You know, you got so many entities coming in, and instead of you listening to what they saying, but you're not listening to what your husband or wife is saying. And that could be a turn off as well. You know, we have to be careful with that. And then it might be a body odor.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Some people do have body odor. They even the breath odor.
So they didn't have that before they got married.
No, he probably didn't.
How you know it's to him? Why is not to her?
I was going to say, I'm trying to straighten it. He or she might not have had body. You know, when you're in a relationship, you're going to try everything in the world to keep that relationship. You might have been funky, you know, but when you met him, you know, when you met him,
when I met him, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
it didn't matter that
you take him baths.
Was funky.
Now, little yang down there. You know, but this is something that you be thinking about. What happens? And I know we do grow. And I mean, when you are younger, you would think that you would want to have sex, but you're with this person and you haven't had sex in maybe 2 or 3 years and you still with this person.
Right.
I mean, why would you still want to stay in a relationship? I mean, what's going on there? Something is going on. Now, I did get some kind of feedback from one of them. I'm going to call one of my people and see what they say. Now, one thing they said they could be having an outside relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
It could be a medical problem because sometimes we have a medical problem that could cause us not to want to have sex.
Yeah.
But you can still have other types of sex.
Right.
You got a mental state could be a problem too.
Right.
You know, traumatic, whatever that.
PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome.
You know, sometimes it could be, but 3 years and you're still with it, maybe they need counseling. What is it? Are they staying there because of the fact that it's security or what? But this is a problem that can cause divorce as well.
But you said that they haven't had sex in 3 years.
Going on 3 years.
Are they sleeping in the same room?
I'm just throwing it out there. I think so.
They're staying in the same room, but they haven't had sex. Maybe they have twin beds.
She would say that, but I'm trying to drink some water.
You know, maybe they have twin beds.
I mean, we need more factors. For me, I need more factors.
Okay.
I need more information. Is it the man? Is it the woman? Like you said, is it an outside relationship? And they're just asking the questions so they can find a way to escape, to get out, to be with the person. Are they guilty?
Right.
So it's a lot of factors here, and it's a lot of information that we don't have.
Right.
You know, somebody could have cheated.
Right.
Somebody could have an office husband or an office wife.
Oh,
that
Lord,
seems to be very popular.
Yeah.
You know, and you just don't want to have sex with that person.
But why would you want to stay in a relationship like that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know why they would want to. Maybe they feel, what's that song? Secret lovers. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're having an outside relationship and it's secretive, it makes it even more fun. Because there are a lot of things that you're not doing.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship and it's a secret relationship, if you will. To me, you're not taking out the trash. You're not cleaning up. You're not paying any bills.
Okay.
Things that matter. So it makes it fun, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to check on the car payment, insurance, life insurance. She's not on your house, or he's not on your. You're not sharing the house together,
right?
So your name isn't on anything that he or she has. It's just on the sex. You just stamped on the sex, and that's what you live for until that person is in the hospital or sick, right?
Right.
And you can't really go to the hospital to see the person because the person's married.
That's true.
Married or not.
You know, but the only time the Bible say that you're not supposed to have sex with your mate is during that cleansing time, you know, the menstrual cycle time.
Yeah, your cycle.
Or you're fasting, or you both have to agree.
Well, that's a yes and a no. Because I think, who said it? Was that Paul? Who gave that stipulation? Was it Paul talking to the church? Because if it was Paul talking to the church, beg your pardon, Paul was single.
Yeah.
So, Paul, I'm going to have to put you to the side. You got to take a seat. Apostle Paul, you had to take a seat because you were single. You didn't get married. You was out with scribes and Pharisees.
But I think
so then I would have to go.
Testament as well.
I think it was in the Old
It was like
Testament.
the laws of like Leviticus.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happens is people are bringing that over, and then everything's just getting all mixed up. When now you have the administrator of the new covenant, which is the Holy Spirit, and you should the couple should agree on it. It shouldn't be like, oh, this is how it is said in the Bible. No, marriage is honorable and all, and the bed is undefiled, whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. So whatever that man or woman decide is right for them with the Holy Ghost, that's it.
Right. Right.
Because I go to a lot of conferences and everybody has these stipulations that it should be like this, 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 and this. And people who have actually good marriages are living by these laws that they hear from up here, and they're missing out on what they have. That's good because they're trying to make it look like what they think they're hearing.
Right.
Because I went to a marriage conference and I'm just like, okay, all these young people in here. Now, it wasn't anything wrong with the presenters. It's just how you hear it.
Right. And
they should be having more fun than me and my husband. They're younger.
Right.
But they were so stuck on trying to get this order of how it should be. You take out the trash. You do this. They're moving like robots. It's like if the trash is there, just take it out so we can go have some fun and throw some sheets. It don't matter. Right. It's not like, oh, you got it, honey. You got to go take out the trash. If you don't take out the trash, and you just sit there and there you go. You ain't getting none. No, just whoever, so you can just go have fun and enjoy each other. That's just me. Right. That's how we work at 2603. It's just whatever. Just get it done.
And make it fun.
And you make it fun. It's not like, now when I was years ago when I was younger, that I was trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I can see when someone else is doing it. Mm-hmm. This is what the Bible says. We want to live for God. We want to we want to live for God. And we want to live right. So you have all these commandments and laws, and it's just everybody's trying to do this. And nobody's having fun except for the people in the world. Right. Your husband does not want to have sex with Jesus. He want to have sex with you. Right. But you want to do praise and worship. That ain't going to work, baby. You need to get you some Beyonce and some Nicki Minaj.
You could do praise and worship in bed now.
Hallelujah!
But you can say, oh, God.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
You can say that.
You can call on him.
But that man, and you can ask Dr. Carlos, he may not want to hear no worship songs. You know what I'm saying? He want to hear some booty pouncing songs. Yeah. Back it up songs so that he can get in the mood. Whereas you got Juanita Bottom on,
no,
Pastor Elma on screaming all day. What the Bible says, and you're trying to get in that mood. So it's a lot of things that in the question that are left out.
Yeah,
because this could be going on. The house could be a church versus a home where everybody just enjoys each other and have fun, and you can relax and take off your wig and your shoes and just So that man may feel like that, or that woman may feel like that because he's a pastor, and every time you look, there's a member. I can't even walk around in my drawers because every time I look, it's a member of the house.
No. Well, what you're saying is true.
It's true. Every time I don't want to see the members, honey. I want to go out and get. I'm talking about if you were pastors.
Yeah.
You want to go out, you want to wear your little dress with the back out. Mm-hmm. She may want to have her two-piece, and every time they go deacon so-and-so. They go elder so-and-so.
And that could cause you not to want to have sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's a lot of reasons that come into this because you never know why. But then you never know why they're staying there together because some people have been taught you stay there no matter what.
Some people are complacent.
And complacent.
But my thing is, if they're not having intimacy or sex, who says they have to leave? This is something, and it's not anything wrong with them being there as long as they are in agreement.
But they're not in agreement.
Right.
But they're not in agreement for the sex part. Okay, because if one wanted and the other don't
then whoever it is, they need counseling, and you need to find out why. Because there's a lot of stuff they didn't say. So there's no one answer.
Yes,
there's no one answer.
But this is just a general question we're asking, but the thing of it is, what could make a marriage not want to have sex in it?
Well, there's a lot of things that can make a marriage to not want to have sex. I mean, you have, you work, and long hours
schedules
working, many bills,
Because there's no money, no honey.
Thank you. And bills, and you have family members, that don't like either or the spouse, the wife or the husband. You have all of this, and all of this here can start messing with your, messing with your
mind.
It can mess with your marriage as well because you're trying to please everyone, but you're not pleasing yourself or your husband or your wife. Mm-hmm. So you have to really, when you go into a marriage, you got to have all these discussions before you, sign on the dotted line.
And you still have to have them regularly.
Yes.
Yeah, you still have, and they have to sit down and talk and figure out why. Because I don't know if it's the man or the woman.
Right.
I don't know if maybe she's rude, crude, and unattractive at home. She's always belittling him. Maybe
that can turn a person
off. Her mouth could just be, and in her mind, she thinks she sounds great.
Yeah.
In his mind.
But how someone else hears you is so important, and we don't take that into consideration. Is how are they hearing me?
Right.
Male or female? Right. How are they hearing me? Right. Is the person being insulted?
All the time.
Are they always, because some women or vice versa can't take the other person joking on the other person, whereas somebody, it don't matter.
Yeah, you have to realize also that although although he's a male, he has feelings just like she has feelings.
Yes.
And if you're gonna continue to put down someone, accuse someone of this and accuse someone of that, and then all of a sudden it just continuously, and you just get to the point where you cut them off.
Because I've learned.
I'm saying cut them off. You're not listening to what they're saying to you.
And sometimes women can't take the harsh truth when a man tells them what he really thinks, because she has this idea that he should be like this, and this.
Right.
And when he wants to say what he really thinks and what he really feels, it can't be like that. I can't believe you said that. Well, who else are you supposed to say it to? You should believe it. I can't believe you said that. Oh, women. Girl, stop, please. Get yourself together. Allow this man the opportunity to talk
so
and be vulnerable in his feelings, not just when you're in the bed being intimate.
Right.
Or penetration. He should be able to be vulnerable when he's actually verbally communicating with you. And a lot of women can't handle that. They really can't. They can't. No. Because there's some women, some of my friends, I want to say, you talk too much. Girl, would you please stop talking? I mean, you don't even listen to me.
All right.
So I know if this is I don't have to put up with you. So it's not a big deal if you listen to me, because I'm going to 2603. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's not. And if people don't change, this is what I understand. People don't change. I am who I am. You are who you are.
Right.
Who I am with my husband is who I am with you guys. But for some reason with women, we overlook that. Oh, girl, it's him. No, you get on my nerves too. When I'm talking, you don't stop talking. You talk over me. You don't listen.
Oh,
you finish my words for me when I'm trying to talk.
Right.
Or if I say something, or if I'm out eating somewhere, you tell me, no. That's not what she wants. If you doing this with your husband, I leave. You understand what I'm saying? I would leave. So women sometimes think men don't have any volition of their own. That they can't think independent of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because we had this conversation and a question was asked. I don't know if the husband was around. I don't know if it was a text. I don't even know if the husband was on the text. But the lady said, and my husband feels the same way too. I said, I would never say that. That's taking away my husband's
feelings.
His thoughts too.
His own. My husband feels the same way I feel. I'm like, he does? I didn't even think he in the thread. Is he even here? How did he become a part of this? So when a woman is doing that, and women do that with their kids as well, they can't talk, they can't say nothing. Somebody ask them their name. They didn't already told them their name from birth, the middle, last name, the name we thought about saying, the name. Right. And the child can't even say anything. So in the relationship, it may be, that honeymoon thing at the beginning, woohoo. But then as time went on, he or she started speaking for the other person. Can we go out to dinner? I can really say something. You done took over the conversation.
Right. Or when you go out to dinner with that person, she knows everything. You just sit there.
Yes.
I mean, she just constantly, and someone else make a discussion, and then you talking over them, and your husband's just sitting there looking like,
being polite.
And
sometimes
polite.
I notice men are very they're very polite. They're not always overbearing as we are as women.
Yeah, some of us are.
And sometimes if you just stop and look, you'll see that Christ lives in this man.
Right.
But because you're looking at this other man over here who you think is the ideal Christian.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, we have a caller. Hold on. Okay, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
Okay, we have a question for you tonight. And the question is, just tell us what you think about this. You are married and have been married for at least so many years, and suddenly this person do not want to have sex with their mate. What do you think? What do you think could be some of the problem?
Well, there are so many, but I'm not going to give all of them. I think I just name a few because I'm going to allow someone else to answer those when you call them. How about maybe number one, no money, no honey.
Oh, man.
That's an old saying, no money, no honey.
Yeah.
You can't bring the money in. Well, you're not getting no honey until you bring some money to the table. Wow. That was, I had to throw that in.
Yeah.
But, some people are like
That's
that,
right. They are.
Everything. How about they fall out of love with their spouse or significant other for, various reasons? And how about because one is maybe when they've been constantly hurt, they're constantly being hurt and over and over, and their heartaches, and pain, and eventually, that heartache is just going to just fade. The love is going to just fade on away. It's going to fade on away when you're constantly being hurt, and when you have told, have given them chance after chance and forgiven them, and then what? They say they're going to do better, they're going to be all right, and then months later, boom, they snap again. And then they go back and do what? Same old thing. They go back and do the same old thing. And then that reflects back to giving that person a heartache, and pain again. And how about dealing with someone, your loved one or a spouse, that's an addict? Who wants to, be intimate with an addict? You cannot fall out of love when you have a person that's addicted, man or woman, and then addicted to alcohol. Can you imagine, your spouse alcoholic or drug addict, and then they want to come in and try to be intimate with you? Who wants that? So those are some of my few thoughts that I think that would be some reasons.
Okay, for them not to have sex, okay?
Right, not to have sex.
Do you have any questions for our caller?
So why would you stay in the relationship? I mean,
various reasons. So a lot of people stay in a relationship, especially when they have kids. They wait till their kids get grown, and I really have seen that. I saw a person, mom and dad, divorced when her daughter turned 30 years old. She was in her 30s, and that hurted her. That hurted her too, that she waited so long and knowing her mom was unhappy, but she wanted to, let that be until she got totally grown. But a lot of people does it for children. When I didn't know any better, I did it for kids because they were daddy's children. Some mostly my problem was mentally, but if it was physically, heck to the no, I wouldn't have dealt with it. But if it's mentally, God brought me through mine mentally, so hey, what the heck? I don't care, as long as you give me peace of mind. But, that's one reason why someone just stays there, that they're not being abused, and they just there for the kids, and they live in their room, one side of the house. And I know some people today, they live in one side of the house and they stay on the other side. They their next door neighbors.
That's next door neighbors, okay?
I call them my neighbor.
I know it, that's my neighbor.
So that's my thought, guys.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you, caller. We really appreciate you being on the show tonight. Thank you so much.
Well, y'all be blessed.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so that was our caller point of view, and she experienced some of that, she said herself. So it could be different reasons why people don't have sex in there, and they still might just love being there together,
And it's really up to them. It's really nobody's business. If you make an agreement and that's what you want to do, that's your business. No one has. If you sleep on two sides of the house, whatever, if that's what you want to do and you guys make that agreement, God's gonna honor that.
But what if, say a year, then 2 years, and they decide, one of them decide, you know what, I'm tired of this agreement. I want to let us get back together again, like marriage couple, But then the other one said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm comfortable. Say I'm
it's
good.
Still fine."
and I think that's probably part of the problem.
But they have to be in agreement. Right. Let any two on earth. They didn't say the rest of the world.
Right.
If any two on earth, if you agree on that, good. If you disagree, bye. Pack your stuff and leave. Nobody's holding you there. Nobody's making you stay. The thing is agreement.
And the thing too,
and there's no answer.
If you're going to live in that situation, then don't talk about it. You
exactly.
know, you want to bring all this over and talk about it to certain people about what's going on in your bedroom, but you're not doing anything to help it. Then why even talk about it? You're complaining about this all the time. I'm not getting the sex in the bedroom, but you want to tell everybody else this.
Well, they may, I don't know who asked the question. I haven't talked to them, but they may. Sometimes people say stuff as a front because they're getting it somewhere else. I mean, so there are a lot of questions that aren't, there's a lot that's missing in order to just properly answer the question and help the person get to a place of changing it.
Right. But if you're not going to change your situation, maybe don't talk about it, or go get you some good counseling where both of you all can go in. If this is a problem for you.
Yeah, does the other person know it's a problem?
Right. You got to be able to communicate.
Does the other person even know that you're talking about it?
And you can't keep making up excuses, because eventually either you're going to divorce or something going to happen. You're going to go outside the marriage or whatever. But communication has to be into this situation, why you're not having sex or whatever. But you need to get some help if you really want to keep that relationship going, because that's.
I mean, are they a younger couple, older couple, or somebody sick, somebody well? I mean,
no, they're a good couple. They're in their 40s from what I was told.
Both of them are in their 40s, not a 40 close to AARP 50 and a 40 that's 39 just turned 40, and 49 is kind of different because you experience different things in your body. So for me, it's just not enough information to answer that question as just one. One remedy. It's so much more to it.
Whoever asked the question or made the suggestion, maybe she wants to get out of the marriage, or he wants to get out of the marriage. So he's throwing it out there. You know how some people throw it out there and say, "Oh, okay. Well, this is a Christian talk show, and they saying do this and do that." But no, we're not saying do this and do that.
We're not.
We are just suggesting that you go to counseling.
Get counseling. I mean, you're grown.
Yeah. Right.
You're an adult. You're a consenting adult. You really don't need us to give you an answer.
That's right.
Because you're already doing what you want to do anyway.
Right.
I mean, really, you're already doing what you want to do anyway. So you just need to make a decision.
Right.
Or no decisions. It's up to you and the person that's in the house, the other person.
And my thing is, if you're going to keep talking about it and complaining about it, and you're not doing anything about it, then why even talk about it? You're going to go right back home to this person, and you're still going to go through the same thing.
And I've had some people before, years back, that wanted to make the other person look bad. To take everyone from looking at what they do.
Right.
So you never know what's going on. If I could just make this person at home look bad,
you mean behind the scene, the person up front look like he or she, they are the perfect couple.
Thank you.
Or she is a good wife. But I don't know about that husband, or that husband is a good husband. But I don't know about that wife, when actuality, both of them cheating.
Yeah, that too. That too. Or it could just be a woman that a woman that's insecure of her husband, the friends he has, he's well known. So let me find something to talk about. And it could be that person that's doing the talking, the one that don't want to have sex.
There you go.
Right.
So it's so much going on.
That person trying to make the other person look bad, and the one did it.
That's it.
They're always trying to make the other person look bad and everything.
But why, when you're in a marriage, why do you want to make your mate look bad?
Because we're still human.
But
people are just people. We're still human.
I know they're still human beings.
Stay with them and talk about
why you want to go around other people?
Because they were probably a gossiper before.
Say what?
She said they probably was a gossiper before. You call them up, you talk to them, but you're talking about your wife.
Yeah,
and if you are one, you're really talking about yourself.
Right.
So you up here, you call them up and you talk about them, and you done been in this. I've known people been in marriage 30-something years, almost 4 years, and they still complain about their wife or their mate. They ain't doing this, they do. But you done been with them 30-something years.
You still there, hell.
And you still there, right? So what's the problem?
You know, when I grew up, that seemed to have been the thing where you talk about the other spouse. And I had to learn that myself. I'm telling nobody about my husband.
Yeah.
You don't need to know nothing.
No.
But growing up, that just seemed to be the thing with women sit around talk and they'd always talk about their husband. You remember?
You know.
Because that's what I used to.
Men doing it now.
But well, I mean, I'm just focusing on the women right now because I wasn't around a lot of men growing up. I was around women. And that was the thing they would do. They would get together and they just, you know, find everything wrong to say about it. Well, you know, Big Bay ain't doing this. You know, Carlos ain't doing this at the house. And the women just sit. Like a soap opera.
Right.
But you know,
but they still with them though.
My grandmother always told me, she said, you never, ever, 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 ever tell another woman what your husband or your boyfriend
that's true.
Do.
You know, they do, right?
That's true. But you've had to, in this society now, you have some hustling ass.
That's okay. No, you're okay. We're real up here.
I mean, you have.
That's true.
It just amazes me how some of these females in the millennium are. I mean, oh my Lord! And I'm looking like, and I was talking to with my girlfriend. I said, "Were we like that?" She said, "No, baby, we was not like that." She said, "Because we had parents at home." And you know, they'll regulate you. Your parents will regulate. They'll tell you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. That's just like you going over to someone's house. Before you leave home, you're not to touch anything. You are to be quiet. You are
keep your hands to yourself.
And go and use the bathroom now, because I do not want you to be asking them to use their bathroom.
Don't use their bathroom.
And you don't look like you hungry, because I will tear you up when you get home.
And don't ask for no food.
And don't ask for any food. You're right. And that was a rule. And we went by that rule, because I didn't want my butt whipped when I got home, because my mama, she'll beat you, you know. But today's society, we have to be careful what we say about our husbands and wives. You know,
that's right.
Because
and our children.
Yeah.
And our children. You're right.
And
because you can you be talking to your girlfriend, telling her about your husband or your boyfriend, and her next thing is, she wants to try it, because you have told me exactly what he can do in the bedroom.
And how he can do it.
And so she wants to try it. So you just keep your...
She wants a sample.
Yeah, she wants a sample.
She thinks she is Sam.
Yeah.
In Sam's.
And Chili's, like that triple play. Yeah.
But you know, that was just something to think about.
Is Dr. Carlos calling in today?
And stuff. So what does Carlos have to say about this? Let's have Carlos to call us.
Because he look like, we got to hear from Dr.
Okay, let's see what Dr. Carlos says.
I'm sure he's somewhere watching, talking about, they all wrong.
Okay, I think Dr. Carlos is ready to give his point of view on this question tonight.
What's going on?
You got it.
You got the mic.
What we talking about?
We're talking about why people don't want to have sex in their marriage, and then they want to talk about it to other people, and they still going back home to this person. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I don't stand. I can't stand that either. Like, if you're gonna go back and do the same thing, why are you talking to me? You wasting my time and my breath.
That's right.
But I mean, it could be a lot of reasons why people don't want to have sex. I mean, but if you go a long, extended amount of time without having sex, then you have other issues in your marriage. Like, I can understand, y'all not having sex for at least 1 year. Y'all might be going off and on. Y'all might have troubles and issues, but if it extend past the year, there's something else there. Because Let me tell you one thing. If y'all think Carlos finna go for that, y'all outside your mind. Nah, but I mean, it's a bunch of things. I mean, somebody could be, cheating or something like that. With women, I've heard, with postpartum, they're they have other issues in their head because they don't like the body that they have now after having a baby.
Yeah, that's right.
They in their head they want their body back before they had the baby, so now they having issues with that.
Right. That's true.
Men and women, they could be possibly they don't like the sex that they having with each other. It could be a lot of things, but if y'all not communicating on it, then what are we doing? Y'all have to sit down and talk about it. It's I'm pretty sure it's an uncomfortable conversation because you have egos and stuff like that. You thinking you're doing something and you really ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because with women, we know, let's be real, we know it's hard to make a woman orgasm. Because it's different ways it's different for different women. Some women might like the orgasm through penetration.
Right.
Some of them might. Right. Somebody might be, different. So y'all, you have to figure out which is which. But with women, they hold back because they don't want to hurt the man's ego. The man they'll continue to have the man thinking they doing something, and they really not. Because they don't want to hurt that man's ego.
And then when they get mad, they say, "Oh, you won't do nothing anyway."
You only 2 minutes. Then they talk about the size and all that.
Yeah, look, women. Men are blessed with what they blessed with. Ain't nothing we can do about it.
But it's how you use it.
Yeah, it's how you use it. Like,
it's how you use.
We can't do nothing about it. Like that's what we bring to the table. That's all we got.
We have to make it work. Do you have any questions for Carlos?
I disagree with you. Talking about it's hard for a woman to have orgasm. I don't know what type of women he's been messing with. But that's but
not all women.
Though.
Did you say? Wait a minute, Linda. Wait a minute, Linda.
Okay,
wait a minute.
You meant some women, right? Carlos?
You meant some women.
What did I say? All women?
Oh,
I thought he meant. Well, I thought he meant some women. But wait a minute, Linda. But did you say you don't know who he been messing with? Linda raw today.
But for me,
kind of women you been messing with to make
but for me, I know more women that's hard for them to orgasm than not.
He said that it's hard for all women to have orgasm, and that is not a true statement.
I didn't mean all women.
He said something that he know. He was saying something he know.
Well, like I said, I don't know who he's been messing with, but it's not. I'm done.
But at the same time, I could be living in a bubble.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It is because you have women who have the little toys. And they can have relationships. They have toys. Right. They still have toys, and they still have a relationship.
Right.
So sometimes it is some women they fake a lot of orgasm too. They fake them too.
But then in the same instant, a male fake orgasm as well. Now some men can fake orgasms as well. Yes, they can. yeah. If they want to get the hell up, up out of it. They a fake orgasm.
They can fake one too. Hold it up.
Come on now.
I heard that. That was the first time for me on that one. I thought they would go
Carlos,
anytime.
have you ever faked orgasm?
Oh, not Carlos. He can't put his business in the street.
He ain't on camera though.
Me really, I don't care. If I can't get one off, I can't. Because I can't.
But as long as the woman is satisfied.
Yeah, as long as for me, that's how I am. If I'm a pleaser, if I do what I can to make her happy, that makes me happy. So,
and I think communication on that is good.
It's
because we assume that we're doing it to there, and then you might want it another way, and this person might want another way. But if you communicate and say, "Hey, this is what I like," and then you try to implement it into that. So that might make you do have that. You know?
Yeah, it's all about communication.
You can have communication while you making love, because you're going to inform this person how you want him to do it or how she want him. You know, I mean, it's called communication, and you can get so excited by talking about how you want it done. You know. You can,
Yes.
I mean, you know, they have the phone sex.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to talk about sex in the church, but it's in the Bible.
I had phone sex.
So you get it's communication, sexual communication.
Exactly.
Because you really don't want to assume.
No, they don't want to talk about it in church, but they talking about it after church.
But they doing it in the church.
They talking about they on the phone. They on the phone.
They be texting.
They on the phone.
They be texting in church. While the song
they
going on, they up there texting. Carlos, you want to meet after church?
Yes,
he said, "Hallelujah."
What kind of?
And Pastor thought he just said something good. And it was Carlos just got that
there is a such thing called foreplay. It's not just
foreplay.
Foreplay is just not a physical thing. Foreplay can start appearing in your mind.
In your mind, you can
that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
you can do that. Hey,
that foreplay can be good play.
You can have an orgasm before any penetration ever started.
That's right.
So you just got to meet. Right. I mean, you just got to meet the right person to do that.
She's getting excited over here. Boy, they're talking about that on Sister Chat. Yes, because they need to be talked about, because we're trying to get into your mind so you can understand that you can have that. What is causing us not to want to have sex in our relationship? And you don't have to have a relationship built on sex.
No, you don't.
You know, you can have talking relationship, getting to know each other, and that's part of your intimacy too.
And that's another that's another form of foreplay.
Yeah, getting
to know each other. Yeah, getting to know each other.
Now I knew her like in
I mean, intimacy is not just physical.
What'd you say, Carla?
I say, intimacy is not just physical. It's
right.
It's a mental. Like we forget that we have a body and we do have a mind.
Yeah.
Like your mind is connected to your body. Like if you don't stimulate somebody in their mind first, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult to stimulate that person physically.
Right.
Because you have to find something attractive about that person to even think about having sex with them or even talking to them or something like that. So intimacy, like for me, I'm a mental guy. I like getting into people's head. That's my thing. That's what I like to do. So when I go into a relationship or something like that, I try to get into that woman's head to figure out what she likes, what she don't like. She don't have to tell me right off. I just pay attention. I watch her. I watch her body language. I watch what she does, and how she reacts to that certain thing. Bring something to her and see how she reacts to it. Does she like this or not? She don't have to tell me. I just like to pay attention to those things so I can make sure Carlos, that the time that she has with me, I give my best effort.
And it's sometimes to get back to the mind. If a person, whether it's a man or a woman, if they've been abused a lot and they hear these negative connotations coming towards them, it's hard for them to get into mind to even want to be intimate with a person. And you have abusive marriages that I don't want you touching me. And then, before you know it, it's like a rape in the marriage because you don't really want to have sex with that person because they done messed up your mind. They done got you so messed up that why would I even want to have sex with you? Because here you are coming on me and you done called me all kind of names and sluts and all of this stuff. And then now you want to be intimate with me? That'll mess up. And whether it's a man or a woman, and you talking down that man, telling him he ain't got this and he don't do this and this here, you done mentally mess up that person. So when you
he'll be afraid to do anything.
Yeah, you done told him, you 2 minutes, you 1 minute, and you done messed up his mind mentally. That even when he tried to it won't even rise or nothing. You know,
it's a dud.
You know, so it's a lot of reasons that could cause a person in a relationship not to want to have sex with that person. So, even at the bottom of the screen, if you would like to add your information on why, or maybe you've been in a relationship where you just in a relationship and don't want to have sex with the person, but you say we are a couple, but sex is not a part of that. That does sound strange.
But could they? They still can be a couple.
It's not strange. It still goes back to what do the two people in the relationship agree on? Marriage is honorable. That's the Bible.
Yes,
the marriage is honorable. And if that's what you decide on, I mean, they could be in their 80s.
I say I'm gonna decide on we're not gonna have sex in our marriage.
Well, I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be that harsh. It would just be seasons in our life. There's seasons in your life. One lady could be having cancer. Somebody could be sick. Somebody could medical. It could be anything. You first have to understand, for me, what's actually going on.
Right.
Because if you were in love before, just sitting and holding hands and reminiscing, like Carlos was saying, and talking, fellowshipping, enjoying movies together, and things of that nature, it should still bring the beauty and the unity in there. Now, if you are the other person and you just gotta have sex, you crave sex. Because, years ago, Oprah used to always talk about this. There would be a man who would have a sick wife, and a couple, the wife would be sick and she would, and I can understand it back then. Yeah. Because I was younger. But now I was like, oh, he needed that sexual stimulation.
Are you talking about the guy that married his wife nurse?
No, I'm just talking period. Over the years when I was younger, Oprah would have couples come on. But I didn't realize back then they were either in menopause. Now that I'm entering this age, I said, oh, this is what she was talking about. Oh, now I know what Oprah was talking about back then. Or she have a couple on and the lady got sick and the husband left with another woman. Right. Well, now I understand why. It makes more sense now than it did when I was in my 20s and 30s. Because I'm only thinking where I am, whereas somebody else has 50 years.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I said, oh, she couldn't because she was ill. Yeah. He needed that. Right. So he went.
It could have been agreed.
So he didn't honor his vows in sickness and in health.
But it also says that I don't know who wrote that, but it also says they had to agree on it. Right. If he chose to leave, he chose to leave.
So the wife had to agree for him to leave?
Not really. I mean, he may have sat down and talked with her. We don't know what happened.
Right.
So you still have to add the Holy Spirit to. I don't know who wrote that in sickness and health. Is it in the Bible or just somebody wrote it up? I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure out.
Covenant that they write because they don't even say that now.
No, because somebody wrote that. Somebody wrote that, and it wasn't necessarily a scripture. It was somebody writing that who maybe that's how they felt. That's what they believe. Sickness and death do us part. So people are staying together.
They got married.
People are staying together and they may not need to be together. Maybe when they were 20, it was hot, it was right, and they grew apart. But someone is telling them, oh, you need to stay married because this is the death do us part. But they killing each other. They throwing pots and pans. The kids are ducking and dodging in the house. And I love everybody. But my oldest son said, Mom, I'm glad that you left Dad and you went on about your business. Thank you. Thank you. I love everybody. But he's like, now that he's older and he looks back, he said, oh, I'm glad you moved on.
Because that relationship wasn't good for. Me too. Yeah, in some relationship, you need to move on.
I was young. That was high school.
But it's in the relationship. Both of them probably want to move on, but
we've heard so many laws. We've heard so many laws from other people who probably weren't happy, who have put us in this framework where someone is afraid to move. Right, where you're afraid to move. No, just kick out the box. Y'all sit down and you discuss it. Hey, look, Fred, I like you. Albert, whatever. Shaquita, I like you, but baby, this ain't even working.
Right.
It's not working. We got together maybe because I got pregnant, or we got together because
I was attracted to you.
Yeah. Right, Carlos, the sex is popping. Now at 35, baby,
it ain't pop.
You ain't shaved it.
And poop.
You know what I'm saying? And instead of just sitting down and just talking, we start fighting so that we can make it happen. Instead of just sitting down saying, as an adult,
you're right.
Okay, look, when we got married here, and so here's where I am now. Why is it so hard for us to communicate? I'd rather to fight, or we rather to fight to make issues happen. Than to say, okay, well, this isn't working for me like I thought it was.
I'd rather get in an argument so you won't talk to me for a week or 2
Then
weeks.
that way I won't have to have sex with you.
Then I won't have to have sex
or
with
I make you leave the house.
And I don't have to talk to you because right now I'm in my feelings and I'm mad and I'm angry.
Yeah, right.
And you can't say anything to make me,
And we've made God look bad.
Yeah.
We've made God look like really, really bad.
Yes.
Instead of having two adults sit down and talk. Now, you don't have to talk to us. We'll be the mediator, but you need to write down what you want. You need to write down what you like, and y'all need to sit down and figure this out. You ain't got to tell me why he can't have sex. You ain't got to tell me why she stink down there. You ain't got to tell me all that. You just need to sit down here and write down what y'all need. We'll mediate right here, and you just need to talk. Write it down if you can't. And then if you can't talk, write it down.
And then too, we know it's a spiritual warfare too.
It is.
It's different spirits that's coming into the relationship. You know, so you have all these different little imps that's coming in there.
Right. And they have to decide if they want to stand.
Right.
They may not want to stand anymore. And it's okay if you don't want to stand versus standing there fighting. Well, I'm gonna let my demon hit you upside the head. I'm gonna get my demon to get you. How about that?
And then they have scripture wars.
Yes.
They'll throw the scripture.
Throw the scripture.
Stop all that foolishness.
I knew
Stop all that foolishness.
This one got scroll this scripture. This one. This one.
Stop all that foolishness.
But you know, if you
a house divided against itself can't stand. It's not going to stand.
If you are not agreeing together, it's going to fall.
It's gonna fall.
It's gonna fall.
Right.
So if you really want your relationship to work, you gotta communicate.
Exactly.
It's just like having a relationship with God. You got to be able to communicate with him. You got to talk to him. Right. So you got to be able to talk with that. The same thing that got you, the same thing that got you with that person.
Right.
What happened in it? Something had to change. Start going through the thing. You have to change. So even being married, I've been married 38 years. And through those years, we had to learn how to communicate. Because even at the age of 40, I wanted to not communicate. You know, you was getting tired of this, but like you said, you get to that point where you're not listening to this one. You're listening to somebody else. That causes problems too. So you have to learn how to communicate. You got to have Jesus in there too, so you can have the love in there. But he wants you to love.
And if you're looking at other people's relationships,
please don't do that.
If you're looking at, what I'm saying, if you're looking at Hollywood,
baby, please.
Standard, but people do. You say, "Oh, go ahead, Carlos."
I used to look at them.
I don't think.
What, Carlos?
I just want to say one more thing about communication. When you communicate, please listen with the intent to understand and not reply.
Right. That's good.
Because if you listening to the intent and replying, you're really not listening. Yeah. You ain't hear nothing that person said. You just want to reply back to what they saying. You know, sometimes we gotta take the time and step back and control our anger, because sometimes when we are mad at people, we tend to yell at each other.
Yes,
right.
And that won't do nothing. You know, you won't get nothing across. You know, when you yelling at somebody. So I know it's difficult because it's hard for me sometimes. You know, I get upset and my voice get loud, and I'm the person that really don't speak that loud no way. So, you know, but I've learned, you know, to listen with the intent to understand and not reply.
Right. That's good, Carlos.
And that's good communication. Giving that other person the voice, and then you listen and you try to work it out together. You know, so that time went by fast. That hour went by fast. We didn't get to your question.
Oh, I'm good. This was good, because I've been taking training at work, and we have this SWBC training, and I've even learned more how to communicate way more. And I thought I was doing good. Way just respecting the other person. And you do have to learn techniques. You do have to go to seminars. You don't try to drag your spouse. You just go, because it can take one of us to keep the both of us together. If I sit down and I just learn how to listen, like you said, Carlos, that's one of the main things that they have been driving in this training. Just learning how to listen, showing you how to listen. This is not the way to listen. What?
What that body language
What you gonna say now?
Next.
Listening is sitting up, you're alert and you're attentive, and you're not thinking what to say. I like talking to Diamond because I can talk to Diamond and I know that she isn't thinking what she's going to say when I'm talking to her.
Right.
But I got other friends, but they're going just like it's 100 miles a minute while I'm talking. So I just stopped talking. And my son should say, Mom, why do people always say, nice talking to you? Because you never said anything. I said, I know. I'm just sitting here. I enjoy talking to you. But Mom, you didn't say anything. I said,
they enjoy listening to themselves, huh?
And most people just want to hear themselves. If you're immature, if you want to have your way, your marriage is going to be difficult. Yes, it's going to be. Even your relationships are just your friends don't tell you because they can go home. I can go home. You ain't got to put up with nobody. You can go home.
So, even in different relationships, whether it's marriage or just friends or children communicate, we have to learn to listen. Okay, and that goes with everybody. And I'm learning how to listen. And I'm also learning to wait and just hear it out before you go giving your opinion.
Me too.
Wait and listen, and then get a good understanding. The word said, "All thou getting, get a good understanding."
Yes.
So we hope you've learned something tonight. If you have any kind of comments, you can write them at the bottom of the screen, and we'll try to get back with you on that again. If you would love to be on Sister Chat, and this is where we just sit here and chat. We're not saying that we're always right, and we're not saying that we're always wrong. We're just saying that we could be right or we could be wrong. But this is what Sister Chat is about. We're here to agree. Even if we disagree, we still agree. So we're just want to be able to, talk on some things that may come to us. Like Kimber say, you don't get all of the information, but this is just something that we can touch on to let everybody think about. Why is it that you just all of a sudden don't want to have sex in your relationship?
It might open their eyes.
And it might open their eyes.
That's good.
So that's what Sister Chat is about. And I'm enjoying Sister Chat. What
Me
y'all
too,
think?
yes.
I think Sister Chat is good. And if you still want to be a guest on the show, please call us or check us out at elmatalkshow.com. And we would love for you to be on the show. If you want to be on Sister Chat and send us a topic like you hear something that you think that might be interesting. When I heard this here coming from a person, I was like, oh, that would be something we could talk about on Sister Chat, So we welcome that. Okay. Y'all have anything else to say, Kimberly or Linda?
No, that was good.
Okay, thank you all. And always tune in on Mondays, 8 p.m., Facebook or YouTube. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, we hope that you enjoy our Sister Chat. And we love you until next time, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or even face to face. Love you.
Bye.